Okay.
Okay. All right. I think we're recording. Welcome, everyone. This is Paula Potter here in the Kansas City area. And I have my esteemed colleague, Dr. Jerry Whaley, who is out of Cottonwood, or actually out of Flagstaff, Arizona now. And
Yep.
we're excited. This is week 7 already. My gosh, it's just gone by so fast. And I know Jerry has some really fun things. I don't know if fun's the right, I think it's fun. It's very insightful and enlightening tonight. And so do you want me to introduce the topic, or do you want to just take it away and start in with it, Jerry?
Well, let's take some sharing first from last week.
Absolutely.
Did anybody feel compelled to say anything this week, or you thought, oh, I better run that by me again and see what I have to say to myself? Anything to share about what happened this week that you heard, or that you heard yourself say? Anything about that?
Jerry, I was last week, it reminded me of an acronym that I've used over the years, and actually I teach my coaching students. It reminded me to apply it to myself. The acronym is WAIT, W-A-I-T, and that stands for Why Am I Talking? And then there's another one that's WAST, W-A-I-S-T. And that's Why Am I Still Talking? But I loved your piece from last week, because that it helped provide it's an insertion, it's a strategy that before you even start talking,
yes,
you can ask yourself, why would I want to talk? So I'll come up with another acronym. So.
Yeah.
So
I remember one of my teachers used to say, you're not learning anything if you're talking. And we've probably all heard that. Yeah. Anything else about that from anyone? Any miracles? Anything you want to share? I think Debbie has something to say.
This week I got the car of my dreams. I bought a new car.
Oh.
And it's a car I've always wanted, and I'm just super ecstatic to be cruising and having my new car. So
what kind of car is it?
It's a Lexus.
Wow.
The 200 IS, and it's white. I've never had a white car.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just awesome. Another big one.
Color in the desert too, huh?
Yeah. With black windows. Yeah, so that was awesome.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you.
I think you've earned it, Debbie.
Yeah.
I agree.
So. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, that's wonderful. That's really wonderful. So anything else before we start our topic tonight? No? So I did hear from
Laura, I think Dr. Laura has something there.
Oh, yes, Dr. Laura.
Yes, well, I have one more. I remember, you asking us, our homework was also to watch for miracles.
Yes.
And so I was at an ICF LA chapter meeting, for which I was there representing a university that I also teach for, which is Fielding Graduate University. And someone introduced me to someone who was there. Well, that person happened to be, his name is Michael, he happened to be in charge of their sponsorship. And my first inclination was, no, I really don't want to spend any time with this person, because I really don't want to be a sponsor of ICF LA right now. And then, Jerry, I heard your voice and said, be open to miracles. So after listening a bit what he does for ICF, I asked him, so, what do you do when you're not volunteering? Well, come to find out that he has a training organization. It's called Sandler Training, for which he does a franchise, and that's on sales and marketing.
Yeah.
And so he started asking me about, what I'm looking to do and my outcomes. He came up with some really great ideas for me that really got me unstuck about the extent to whether or not to offer my team coaching program in a public forum compared to but compared to organizations. And I walked away feeling grateful and energized just by being open to, so it was great.
I think that word that you've said about 5 times now, open, is probably one of the most magical words.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
because I've used it a lot in my life about, sometimes I'll just say, are you open?
Mm.
And they'll look at me kind of funny. And sometimes they'll say, open to what? And sometimes they'll just say, yeah, I think I am. Why? Or something like that. But the way you used it is, I think about that a lot. I think about being just open.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then whatever's out there, whatever's available. And since I state my intentions very clearly, the universe knows what they are. So I'm open. As soon as I do that very clearly, then I'm open to that.
Mhm.
And it's clear. Yeah. And not a lot of other background noise. But I love that simple word. So good. Very descriptive. Okay. Anything else before we go on?
Well,
Yeah,
Jerry,
I have little miracles I have to tell you, Barbara's. Sorry. Who said that?
oh, that was me.
Yes.
Well, I'll just to let you know that last week when we did that little exercise, our process, of course, I was having some technical difficulties, if you guys remember that. So I wasn't as focused as I wanted to be. And what I wrote was in first person already. Somebody mentioned that.
Uh-huh.
And so I haven't sat down and written it, but I was thinking about this the other day that, if I was going to write to someone, who would it be? And it made me reflect on, I would write something to my mom and to share with her that I was kind of angry with her, actually, because I didn't see her as anyone that stood up for herself, that, really felt like she was worthy of anything. And then when you turn that, whew, that's powerful. And so, one of the things, and this is a miracle really that happened to me, and Jerry knows a little bit about this, but I did a lunch and learn for a big Keller Williams franchise on what day was it? I don't know, just within the last week. Yeah, a week ago. It was a week ago. And I had several agents in the room, including the founding partner of the largest Keller Williams franchise here in Kansas City.
Mhm.
And so, in my little voice in the back of my head was saying, well, she wouldn't be interested, and why is she here? And I ended up, reframing that and actually closed that today and signed her up with our relationship marketing tool. And we had such an incredible conversation. It was very powerful. And, so that was a miracle, really, because of the way I was able to reframe that and realize that, it was good.
The repetition of those negative thoughts are there, and yet they most of the time have nothing to do with reality.
Yeah.
She was there because she's open, and that's why she is the founding person of the largest blah, 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 because she is open and she saw something good. And I've heard you present, and you are bulletproof. So
thanks, Jerry. Thank you.
that voice isn't accurate.
Yeah.
And it rarely ever is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did she ever tell you that about you? Or did anybody ever tell you that about you?
Tell me what? Did
your mother ever tell you that about you?
Tell me what about me?
That you're not worthy, or that you're not.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In different ways. Yeah. Yeah. Her thing was all about shaming, so she was ashamed of me. And that was her favorite kind of go-to if I did anything that was too bold or whatever. So.
Oh, good Lord, we wouldn't want to be bold. It's a good thing nobody told me not to be bold.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Well,
maybe the nuns did, but I got over them.
And I'm thankful you're in my life, Jerry. Thank you.
Boy, I'll tell you, it's mutual, Paula. Isn't that amazing though? That when we write to somebody like that and we make that communication and then we turn it around to us.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we just find out who we used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And we can acknowledge how far we've come.
Yeah, very much.
My sister had a little miracle she shared with me from the airport. They were packing to go to Alaska last night, and she packed a big suitcase, one of those big ones on rollers, and she closed it up and rolled it across the room, and one of the wheels, it turns out, was broken.
Oh, no.
And I just thought, thank God she found out last night and not on the trip. So they got in the car, went down to the store, bought her another piece of luggage. Thank goodness the store was open. They found the right piece. She came back and she just took everything out, or she turned it all upside down and then put it back in the new suitcase, just the way she wanted it. And so it all took maybe just a few minutes. And she was ready to go. And she thought that was a great miracle.
That
Hey,
is.
Sue Lutz, how you doing? We're just sharing miracles.
Hi, Sue.
Sure, it's a miracle I made it.
Yes, I'm really glad. She was afraid she was going to be much later. Yeah, so welcome. And I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad you're here too.
Yeah. So I'm just getting ready to start on the topic for tonight. And tonight's topic I call body talk. And it's about what you say about your body, whether it's unconsciously or consciously, because a lot of times the self-criticism that we have is not something we consciously do. It's unconscious. Because, for example, what Paula just said, her mother used to criticize her. When her mother's not around, she took over the job. And that's what we're supposed to do. And as a child, that's our logic. Is it must be true, and if she's not here, then I have to take over the job of telling me that I'm too bold or whatever. So we talk to our bodies and they talk back to us. So we're going to be doing that tonight. We're going to be working on that. We're going to start out with just some general asking yourself. So you need your pen and paper. Sue, I just told everybody that Barbara's on her way to Alaska today. Isn't that cool? You turn your mic off. Anyway. So
I'm so sad for her.
Oh,
We all are.
Sue and I met in a covered wagon in Alaska.
That's what we sure did.
We've been friends ever since. And we had more fun in that covered wagon. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So tonight is about your health, your wellness, how your body talks, and how you talk to your body. So on a piece of paper, I want you to just make some notes, and I'm going to talk, and you make notes. All right? Just free flow, stream of consciousness. Give a general description of the condition of your body, your health. And wellness. See, for me, my health is great, so I'm always talking about my level of wellness. I like talking about that as opposed to my health. I like wellness. Okay? It's how I prefer to think about my body. Okay. How you eat, how well you sleep. I'm sure you hear what people say now is that getting a good night's sleep is more important than most things when it comes to your wellness. Okay. So, general condition of your body, your health, your wellness, how you eat, how well you sleep, how often you exercise. Do you consider yourself in, quote, good shape? That's all part of number 1. And then I know you could probably write a lot more, but I want you to just make notes to yourself so that you can get messages from yourself. Number 2 is what you wrote down okay with you? Is it okay with you? And here I come with one of those trick questions again. Is there any parallel between how you are with your body and how you are with your money? How's that? What is that parallel? Is there any parallel between how you are with your body and how you are with your relationship? What would you like to change about the overall condition of your body? Hey, Dave.
Oops. Oh, wait. I think you're unmuted, Dave. Okay. Hi, Dave. Can you hear us now? Oh, no, still can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
now we can.
Okay.
Welcome.
I'm sorry, I was so wrapped up in something I was doing, I lost track of time.
That's okay. It's good to be wrapped up in something. You must like it.
I'll talk about
Right now, we're writing down some general answers about how we would describe our health, our general sense of health, of wellness, how we eat, how well we sleep, how often we exercise. You consider yourself in good shape. What would you like to change about that overall condition of your body that you wrote about? And what have you done? What have you done to bring that about? And what have you not done? What have you done and what have you not done to make that change about your overall condition of your body? Okay, anybody want to share anything about that? You don't need to read every single thing you wrote, but is there anything you
I'll share.
Who said, oh, sure?
I'll share. It's Christine. I just
Oh,
don't sound.
hi. Oh,
I just
hi,
don't. I just don't sound like Christine right now. So.
I know. I'm sorry. Yeah.
All right. I wrote. It was interesting. I wrote, and so I need a little. There's one area here that maybe I need a little help with here, a little assistance. So overall, my condition is very good, except of course right now I have this thing going on, which I consider to be temporary. But overall, it's very good. Live pretty healthy lifestyle, eat healthy, exercise. And what's interesting is that my sleep is, I'm going to say, okay. And that's largely due to just work stress. And if my mind takes over with unresolved issues or uncommunicated words and thoughts, then I'll dwell into it into the night, and it keeps me up. Exercise was great, and it's interesting because it took me years to find a way to have a sustainable self-care, physical self-care program that I loved. It took a long time. It was either I was an all or nothing kind of person, like just go to the gym, like, and throw metal around and, like, you know, really hardcore, or couch potato. There was nothing in between.
Nothing in between.
Nothing in between. And I finally found something that I really loved and addressed all the things that are important to me. I mean, earlier today, Jerry, you mentioned in an email that you like Pilates. Well, I've been doing Pilates for a long time, and I love Pilates a lot.
Oh, I love it. Oh my God.
And so, you know, 2-3 days a week, and then I mix it up with a little high intensity, a little bit, just to satisfy that part of me that still loves the high intensity part. And that works. Then my mom showed up to visit. Okay, and I just heard myself say, instead of my mom came to visit, my mom showed up. and then I softened it with to visit. End of March, and that's when I stopped exercising. So now it's almost the end of May. So now we're 2 months into. I've done nothing around that, and I attribute my cold to not keeping up with my self-care, among other things.
Absolutely.
And so, but the overarching message here, I stopped doing what worked.
Yes.
And how does that relate to my money? There have been many times where I stopped doing what worked over the years. Currently, I'm in a situation where I'm actually not stopping. I'm actually doing something that is working for my current situation. So, but in my relationship, over the years, I see a pattern where I stop doing what worked. And namely, for me, that's communication.
Yes. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah. That's
and then you do it all while he's asleep, and you're not asleep.
Yeah. I do it all in my head where no one can listen except me. I mean, like, right? So, so what would I change? Well, I would just get back in the saddle, go back to the routine that works for me.
Absolutely.
And that's really, that's really all I need to change. I found over the last 2 months, and I'm telling you, it's not like it used to be. Like you lay off for 2 months and suddenly it's like, oh wait, this role is back that I just got rid of. Like took me 6 months to get rid of, and it only took 6 weeks to return because I fell off the wagon. So, so that's pretty much it. I mean, that's how I would change is just go back to what works.
And what I would do is add a little of last week's component in there. That mom showed up, or the part of you that's mom.
Yeah. Who is the critic? That's the critic. She's super critical.
She's critic.
That part of me that is the critic, the self-critic showed up. And oh wow, that's very interesting. and my small self just stopped doing everything that that worked. Yeah.
Well, I would call the part of you that does things that work a bigger self, myself.
But the part that backs away and listens to the critic, that's the small self.
Oh, okay. Yes. The part that buys into it.
The part that buys into it, that's for sure.
Yeah. And I'll tell you, it's easier. It's a lot easier to buy into it and surrender and get lackadaisical than it is to say, I'm not going to let this happen.
Right. I had all the right excuses. I thought, I'm going to spend a lot of time with my mom while she's here for the week that she, but it didn't turn out, none of that turned out the way I had fantasized that it was going to. Which was totally a fantasy.
She'd probably love it if you'd go out of the house for an hour and go and exercise so she could have some time to herself. And then,
yeah, exactly.
Don't blame her. Let's just blame her. Yeah. Oh, that's great. And
anyway, that's what I got.
Thank you for sharing, even though you don't feel good. I understand that.
That's all right. I appreciate it.
And now you know why you don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, how do you feel? And this is a feeling word. How do you feel when you realize you stopped doing self-care on your body? How does it feel?
Ashamed. Ashamed. I feel ashamed and
Okay, how does being ashamed feel?
yeah, it
Because
feels
ashamed is not really a feeling.
no, it's not. As soon as I said it, I realized that. Um, a mixture of angry and sad.
Angry and what?
Sad. A mixture of
Sad.
angry and sad.
Okay. So, how your symptom sounds right now is how a person would sound if they'd been crying.
Oh yeah. Oh
That's
my God.
sadness.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's how symptoms will tell you how you feel.
And do you know that this particular, usually this sort of thing flies through me in like 24 hours. It doesn't stay. If it happens to, it doesn't take root the way this one did. But I have been so drippy and sneezy and wet. My sinuses, it has been a super wet cold. And that's amazing.
That's sadness.
Yes, sadness. Yeah.
Like how you feel when you cry.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's, I don't, this is not a deep process. It may just be a reminder type thing or a tap on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And I think it's pretty obvious. If you lay in bed and you think about all these things that you should complete or say, get up, go and write them down, and then go back to bed. Your mind will be quiet then. It'll feel like, okay, it's done. To the extent that it can be done now, it's done.
Okay.
So anyway,
All right.
I don't
Thank you.
usually tell people things to do, but
No, but that's the second thing you've told me to do today, and the first thing was good, and this is good too. So thank you.
it helped. I'm going to show everybody that because Bob Hackney called in with a cold, and I'm going to show him that. Anyway, okay.
Thank you.
I'm listening
Now
very
we're
intently.
going to do another process, and this is more of a typical process, like a typical Jerry process.
Typical Jerry.
So, number one, this is called the symptom process. And I actually have a weird symptom that I'm going to do it myself. Okay, so number one, what is a symptom that you have at this time, either now and it's just showed up today or something like that, or that it frequently shows up in your body, or it's always there, right? What is that symptom? Some people have always symptoms, and some people have intermittent symptoms. This one for me just showed up. I hear a kitty.
I hear a kitty.
That might be Debbie. That's cute. Okay, number two. Oh, is it there all the time, comes and goes, or just now? And where is it? Where is it? Obviously, you probably already wrote that down. Now, what I want to do is I want to talk directly to the symptom. So when you write an answer down, I want you to put your own conscious mind, if you can, aside. Tell it, just take a break. I know how important you are. I'll invite you back in just a few minutes. Okay. Number 4. What does it say? Just ask it to tell you something. What is it saying right now? What is it saying? Let it talk. Okay. This might be a little weird for you, so that's okay. What kind of voice or tone does it have when it talks to you? Is there an attitude in the tone? Ask your symptom what its purpose is. What is its purpose? And if you're done, just look up and I'll give you the next question. Okay. Ask your symptom. Now, this is one of those questions, and since this is my job, I have to ask you. Ask your symptom, just ask him or her. Is it a him or her? Do you know? Ask it what it keeps you from doing. What does that, ask it, what do you keep me from doing?
I'm not quite getting that one. I don't know why. So ask my symptom what the symptom keeps me from doing. Is that it?
You mind telling me what it is?
No, I'm trying to understand the question.
Well, I could probably answer you easier if I knew what it was.
Well, if you knew my symptoms?
Yeah. No, just
Sure. I have a few of them. Headache, numb buttocks from sitting so long, and shallow breathing.
okay. Let's just do one of them. Okay.
Okay.
The headache. Okay. So when you have a headache, what does that preclude? What does that keep you from doing? When you don't have a headache, how are you? As opposed to when you do have a headache.
When I don't have a headache, I'm clear in my thinking. I'm more energized.
You just told yourself what the answer is.
Yeah. Okay.
The headache is keeping you from thinking clearly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. See, we have our own answers. We just have to listen to ourselves. Okay, here's another one of my questions. Is there a reason you may not want to do that right now?
Why I don't want to think clearly?
Yeah. And it could be something as simple as, I'm worn out, I'm done today. I've done enough clear thinking for a day.
Wow.
Anyway, I'm not saying that's what it is, but sometimes that's all it is. Yeah. So for your symptom, ask it. Or now we're asking you, you people. Is there a reason you may not want to do that thing? Right at this moment. Okay, now another question. Would it be okay with you to simply say to yourself, I don't want to do this anymore, or that you don't want to do it the way you were doing it, so that the symptom can move on? Is that question clear? Mm-hmm. Whatever it is this was keeping you from doing, so like sitting too long, having a numb butt, it's a pretty easy thing to fix. Get up, move around, do something. Stretch. And just say you don't want to sit here any longer. It's like Laura, our other Laura, she stands up at her desk. You can stand up, Dr. Laura, if you want to.
Yeah, a lot of times for lunch and for dinner, I stand.
Yeah. So it's a simple thing to listen to your body talk. This is us listening to our body talk. We hear it talk. And what is it keeping us from doing? This is how we question ourselves. What is it keeping me from doing? Is it okay with me if I just don't do that or don't do it like I am doing it? So I don't have to hurt somewhere or not feel good somewhere. Just communicate that to me, to myself, or to people around me. I don't want to do it like this anymore. And then you don't have to feel bad. So how do you feel about all this? Listening to this symptom talk. How do you feel about this? And just write that down. And that's a feeling word. Feeling words, remember, they're different from thinking words. How does it feel to you to discover this about this symptom and to actually perhaps learn to listen to your body like this? Okay.
Carrie, I have a quick question. Can I ask you a quick question? It's Laura.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about this? I understand the concept of the exercise. I have some stuff going on that I don't know why I have it, so I'm frustrated by, not finding the right solution, kind of thing. Is that part of this?
Well,
Like, I'm not sure.
because you haven't found the purpose of it.
Yeah, I have suspicions, but I'm not real clear on them.
Okay. Well, would you like to share about what you wrote? Maybe we could figure it out, or would you rather not? That's up to you.
Yeah, I'm okay
Easier
with it.
to ask, to answer the question. Go ahead, hon.
Okay. Well, I have a couple of symptoms, so I was just focusing on one. I have some pain in my thumb joints and some pain in my right knee, and then a lot of pain in my IT bands, those muscles. And the one doctor thinks it's Lyme and a co-infection of that we're treating. Well, not a severe case, like I'm not tired at all, but the only thing I can come up with is, when you don't feel, I had it for a couple of years, when you don't feel 100% like going for it, it holds you
Yes.
back a little bit. I do anyway, but that's all I could really come up with, like feeling really joyful about everything. I mean,
It blocks
Part of
the joy, huh?
yes.
Yes. You do it anyway, but the discomfort in the joints or in the thumbs and joints
Yeah.
and the knee, and I don't know what IT bands are, but you do. Anyway, the discomfort is a way to kind of pull back our own enjoyment, our joie de vivre of what it feels like to actually exercise and feel good about exercise. So,
Okay, so how do I feel about that discovery is what you're asking.
well, what does it keep you from doing? It keeps you from enjoying it.
Right.
Okay. So,
I'm very pissed about it. I mean, I'm frustrated by it. So is that what you're getting at?
yes,
Okay.
yes, it is frustrating, and it does make you angry.
Yeah,
Interesting that
angry.
you would talk about a thumb joint, because I started complaining about one of my right thumb.
Yeah.
My sister says she's been hearing about it for years. So I don't know how
Yeah.
many years I've been complaining about it. I have a new Pilates teacher, God bless her heart. And she has taught me to do some things that have actually helped. And I've been to other strictly medical people, and they say, well, that's arthritis and it's just going to get worse. And I can't
Yeah.
stand it when people say things like that to me.
I hear
I
that.
won't,
I know.
I won't go back to them. If they
Me
give
too.
me, I call that a life sentence. So they'll
Yeah.
never see me again. Don't give me a life sentence. Like when I was a diagnostician as a psychologist, I didn't give serious lifelong diagnoses. Ever. Ever. I wouldn't do it. And because as far as I'm concerned, everything can improve.
I agree.
Everything
Yep.
can cycle through whatever it is, have me get the message, and it can improve. So she has shown me these exercises that strengthen my wrist, which takes the pressure off the joint, and it doesn't hurt anymore. God bless her. Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay. And if
That's
you
helpful.
want,
Yes, that's great.
yeah. If you want, I'll show them to you.
And me
Okay,
too.
awesome.
Practically speaking, okay? And
Yeah.
there may be some things you could do, practically speaking, to strengthen the muscles around the knee so the knee is not strained. Just my experience of being a participant in exercise for 100 years.
Yeah.
That's how my teachers taught. All
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah. I have done PT and it didn't help, but it's something else about it. So, but thank you. That's clear. I get it totally.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And what, see, the other thing you can look at is what else are you frustrated about in your life?
Yeah.
And what else is making you angry? Because it could be just sitting in your body instead of you being willing to communicate it out to wherever it needs to be communicated. Get it out of your body.
Yeah.
Okay? It's like, Christine, get up out of bed, go write it down, make a list, write the communication out, go back to bed. And get it out. So, yeah. Yeah, I understand. Because there's a lot of people that just surrender to symptoms and just figure it's going to be there forever. And I'm the person that has the whatever. And it's not true. I know that I'm weird. I know that I'm outrageous. I just don't think anything is permanent.
Yep, I
Unless
agree.
it's your eye color. I think our eye color is pretty permanent. I've never seen anybody change their eye color, but I think that's pretty permanent. I think anything can change. And finding this Pilates teacher who showed me this thing, oh God. That's my dominant hand. I want my hand.
Yeah. I hear you.
Right?
Yep.
Is it your dominant hand?
It's both hands. I've gone to a hand therapist. I mean, it's a long story, but thank you. Yeah. And I'm going to check into Pilates too. There's some other stuff going on, but what you said about what else are you frustrated about, I'll noodle on that some more.
Okay. And then you look at the words, you have to look at the words too, literally. Handing. What is it about handing something off or handing to people? Handing it.
Yeah.
It could be handing off, maybe delegating. It could be, what's another, help me out, you guys, because this is a very bright.
Receiving. Maybe receiving.
Receiving. Yes.
Getting a hand.
Getting a hand.
Yeah.
Thank you, Debbie. There you go. See, it can be very literal. Very literal. And knees could be about not being willing to bend, inflexibility, or it can be a resistance to moving forward. It can be.
Yeah.
And we know when we hear what it is, we know that's it. Okay, so maybe some of these things that these other people said helped you too. Okay?
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for that too, because I just got a hit on the hand thing. Yes, Dr. Laura.
Yeah, well, this conversation has been helpful, for you and Laura were talking about, and one of the things that stands out to me is the notion about it's not permanent.
Yes.
For example, that my headache's not permanent. I know that my butt feeling numb is not permanent. But what goes on for me is that I say to my body, just hang in there, just wait at June 15th, and just hang in there. So that's what
What's happening June 15th?
I am completely overcommitted right now.
Until June 15th.
Yes, completely overcommitted. I've got this third international coach educators conference that's coming up, along with all the other hats that I wear. We're doing a strategy session before that. We're doing our annual general meeting after that, and there's just a lot. One of the things that I know about myself is I'm a highly responsible person.
You'll get it done.
So I'm, things are gonna get done. They
But
will, but I'm exhausted in the moment.
Meantime,
What's that?
that's your resistance is the pain. The resistance to being so overcommitted is the pain that you feel in your body. Even though you're going to power through it, you're going to get it done. There's some pain involved, so you don't get to enjoy.
Exactly. Yep, that's exactly.
It rips us off from our joy.
Yep, that's where I am.
Yes.
Yep.
Freud said there's two things that are basic in life. I never quote Freud except for this. Love and work. Love and work. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I would
Enough.
add I would add joy. Well, love is a form of joy, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
If we're loving what we're doing in the moment, then we're probably not in pain.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, Bob Hackney, I just got a hit on your cold. Is it sadness?
Yes.
Yeah. Is it your son?
No.
No.
Actually, it's probably more shame than sadness, which is why I was paying such close attention to the conversation you were having with Kirsten.
Well, how does shame feel, though? Shame is a state of mind.
Yeah, it's the ultimate downer.
It's the ultimate downer, isn't it?
No energy, no
Yeah.
confidence, no joy at all.
Right. Okay, but what do you feel? See, so far you've said what you don't feel. What do you feel when you're in shame?
Worthless.
Okay, that's not a feeling either. How does worthless feel?
So sorry. Let me read.
It's okay, you're a lawyer. You're a thinker. You're a thinker. You've been a thinker all your life.
I mean, the feeling is just a huge sadness. I mean,
Yes.
like I could cry at any time.
Yes. And a lot of times when people have colds, that's what it is.
Yeah.
It's just a whole wet blanket of sadness. Yeah. And the dripping, the running nose, and the voice, and
I know.
the coughing. Oh. Okay. So I don't have a lot of time, Bob, but do you want to talk about it? What are you so sad about? What are you so low about?
I'm still not the person that I believe I should be.
Mm. Mm. God, we're hard on ourselves, aren't we?
I guess.
Oh, God bless you. Where were you supposed to be by this time in your life, Bob?
Well, that's long gone. I'm not even looking for that anymore.
So you're over your prime, huh? But you won't give yourself a break anyway. You're still hard on you.
Yes.
Even though you're
I
past
don't know why, because I mean, my life is so much better than it has been for any of the preceding decades.
Mm-hmm.
And, people that I love me.
Yes.
And
What else?
I don't have
What
any.
else is good about your life, Bob?
Say that again.
The people you love you. What else?
And I don't really have I don't have a financial crisis in my timeline, really.
Okay. So
That's,
you're good there.
you know,
So where's the problem, really?
I'm not satisfied with my main romantic relationship,
Mhm.
nor am I satisfied with the way I'm letting so many things slide. I mean, for example, the three things that I wrote down when we did this earlier process about what would I change about my body, okay? So my skin looks like I'm at least 80.
Mhm.
I don't exercise regularly anymore.
Mhm.
And I'm still smoking every day, although it's down to less than 5 a day and has been for decades.
Okay.
So what came to me out of that process, though, was like that, where when we ask the follow-up question, what is done and what is undone? Well, what's done is I've learned from experience that I can do a change or positively affect all three of those things
Yes.
because I
What
have
would
done
that
it,
change be?
because I have successfully done it in the past.
Yes.
But I haven't yet developed the discipline to do it all the time and for all three of those things. So
Okay.
my
How about
question
starting with
after
one?
that was, why is this, this is a
Bob,
common theme for me.
Bob. I take turns talking, okay?
Sure.
Bob.
Sure.
How about starting with one? I noticed Dr. Laura got up out of her chair.
Moving
Sure.
around.
Yeah, she's up.
I'm being fully present and moving.
I know. Good.
I am resolved to start with one, and what happens over, say, the past 2 months is that I'll resolve on one and I'll do that for a week or 2 weeks, and then I will fall out of doing that. So I'll say, well, I've got to do something again. So I'll either start that one or start another one.
Okay.
And then I just fall off the wagon again because I haven't yet developed the discipline to do these things. I mean, that's
Okay.
pretty clear to me.
So how old are you, Bob?
I'm 68.
You're 68.
68.
When do you want to get started on these disciplines?
Yeah, well,
When do you think it's a good time to get started on these disciplines, Bob?
today.
Yeah, no kidding. You can start with us and have us be a support system for you. See, I've known Bob for 30 some years, so
Yeah.
the fact that I can't see him is not a detriment for me because I can see him in my mind's eye, but you guys don't know him. He's a wonderful human. Yeah. See, there does come a time and where, and especially with this body that we walk around in, because not eating well, not exercising costs us more the older we get.
Yeah, I noticed.
Okay? My Pilates teacher, this genius human being, said to me, just you need to understand that the older we get, the harder we have to work to keep ourselves in shape.
Yeah.
And when she said
Becoming
that,
obvious.
I thought, oh my God, oh, I mean, I work so hard. She said, yep, that's the reality. And I watch what she does. And she's my role model. She's my role model. And so we have to have somebody around that is a role model. I think we need to have somebody around, like have an exercise buddy. Because I'll tell you what, with bodies and illness and aches and pains and surgeries, there's a lot of agreement about all of that stuff out there. You ever notice, especially in our age group, what they talk about? Oh, my back, oh, my leg, oh, my knee, oh, my head, oh, this, oh, that, oh, this, oh, that. Right? And how many people go around talking about how this pain I have had in my hand for so many years is gone, because she just showed me how to do something that isolated this movement in my arm. So you need to have some people around you that can be buddies in wellness. Buddies in wellness. Okay? And Bob, use me. I could be a buddy in wellness. Who else can be a buddy in wellness in this group? Who else can do that?
I could.
Mark?
Cool. And yeah, Mark works out like a crazy man. 5 days a week.
5.
Mark is out the door. 2 days of boxing, 1 day of yoga, and 2 days of physical therapy. Yeah, and then the other days we go to the gym. Come on, Mark, we're going to the gym. Okay.
Also the Thai yoga massage.
Oh, yes.
Hey, yummy.
If you haven't had that and you have aches and pains, do yourself a favor. Okay.
Can I ask something, Jerry?
Yes, honey.
You may not agree with this, I don't know, but
That's okay. I don't need to agree.
to Bob would be find out whether the doctor he has is someone who treats sick people or someone who likes to keep people well.
That's a good thing.
Because if you
Sorry, could you repeat that? My hearing aids didn't translate that.
Yeah, it's hard.
Okay, let me repeat what you said, Dave, because it kind of it broke up a little. Find out whether Bob's doctor treats sick people for their sicknesses or works on keeping people well. Is that basically what?
Yep.
Did I get it right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, my doctor, Dr. Zimmerman, he understands medicine. So,
Well, that doesn't answer that question, though.
yeah,
People who understand medicine could be.
he works on lifestyle. He's a
or on
gerontology expert. He's a gerontology expert. He works on lifestyle, basically.
Okay, but he's not getting you to be disciplined,
No, he's not.
which is what keeps you going back to him.
Yeah, but I mean, isn't discipline? I agree that buddies and coaches and mentors are useful.
Find somebody in your world who's into being well, who's into wellness, not talking about their surgeries and their aches and pains and their everything, okay?
Okay,
Find somebody in your world who is like that.
got it. Thanks.
For you to be satisfied in your romantic relationship, you have to be satisfied in your relationship with yourself.
Couldn't agree more.
And you're not doing what you need to do for yourself. You're making you sad. How dare you? Stop it. Stop that. Did you ever hear that Bob Newhart routine?
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Yeah, I know that's the workshop.
Okay. So I see what time it is. I do see what time it is. We need to move on. But this is very, very powerful stuff. And I'm going to tell you something that I heard Deepak Chopra say 20 years ago. He said, every cell in your body hears every word you say, and every cell in your body here's every thought you think, okay? And sets about to make it true. Every cell, the trillions of cells in your body are serving you all the time. So if you say, like what Kirstine said earlier, stuff usually just goes right through me. And that's the way I am too. It just, if I'm just have a discomfort, it goes right through me. And that's a really good thing because your cells all heard that. Oh, okay, we can't hold on to anything here. It's got to go through. It's got to be gone. When she wakes up tomorrow, she has no patience with this. So everything you say and everything you think, your every trillions of cells hear every part of it, and they set about to make it true.
Mm.
If you walk around saying, oh, I'm not going to really feel great until June 15th. Okay. All right. As you say, you're the boss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Can
And
just
I know
say
that-
one thing?
I know you've heard this before, this stuff, but it's a good
Yeah.
reminder. Dave, go ahead.
Good reminder.
I'm going to say your cells listen to what you say. When I get sick, I basically lay there and think about mobilizing the troops in my body.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
Yes. That's really good. That's really good. And they probably love it.
Feels like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave wants me to get busy. Okay, so we're going over a minute or two here. So a reminder, watch how your body talks this week. Okay? Because it really wants to support what you want. That's why it goes about and makes everything true that you say and do and think, because it wants to support you. So start working with that reality. Start, and then bringing a buddy around you that's a wellness buddy, where the two of you don't complain about aches and pains. You set about to do what you need to do to bring wellness to those parts of your body. Okay? And I find it not easy to find wellness buddies in my life. I don't have very many. But the fact that I have a few, boy, oh boy. Because if people resonate at a higher level, they have much more influence than people that resonate at a lower level. Have you heard that?
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I keep wanting to tell you about this book. You've probably read it, Dr. Laura. Power versus Force by Dr. David Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Oh, yeah, I've read it.
Hawkins.
Mm.
Power versus Force.
Must read.
He
Yeah.
started out as a psychiatrist and became a quantum physicist. And he actually arranged like the energy of shame and gave it a number, and the energy of other things and gave it a number, and the energy, and he came up with this numerical range of what supports life and vitality. And it starts with courage
Mm. Oh, wow.
and goes up from there. Courage supports life and vitality, your life and your vitality, and everything above them. Anything below that starts chipping away at your health and your vitality. So, notice miracles. Sorry we went over a few minutes. I'm not really sorry. I had to say that. Thank you very much.
Thank
I
you.
really love working with you guys. I love you a lot.
We love you.
I'll be your wellness buddy if you want.
Thank you.
Yep.
Adios, amigos y amigas.
I don't know if you want me.
Memorial Day.
Yes.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Love you.
My headache's gone. I've been doing lots of running.
Woohoo! Woohoo!
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you.